Lane County Board of Commissioners has conducted the business of governing the state in chaos and the county in chaos. True governance has been replaced by internal tugs of war, partisan politicking, lawsuits, duplicity, and criminal investigations. I and you know this behavior must be stopped. My name is Ortel, and I'm running for East Lane County Commissioner. I am running because I believe that Lane County can do better. Together, we can do better. We can and we must. The time has come to rebuild a county government with transparent disclosure, accountability, and prioritize focus on making policies that build a robust economy, provide living wage jobs, and improve public safety, particularly in our rural areas. If elected, I plan to introduce policies committed to finding the economic and political sweet spots that will increase the strength of our economy, decrease our reliance on timber dollars, and match our progress in funding the jails with advancement in equally strong law enforcement. As your commissioner, among other things, I will champion efforts to attract jobs that pay not less than 150% of the median wage. I will push for a reconfigured entity, one that contains the best aspects of both Lane Metro Partnership, as well as I will stop and I'll finish at the end. Thank you for your time.
Kevin.
Thank you all for coming tonight and for caring about the future of Lane County. I'm Kevin Matthews, and I'm running for Lane County Commissioner because I care about Lane County too. I think we can do better than we have done for the last 12 years. I'm a Lane County native, worked my way through college as a harvester operator, ranch hand, carpenter, and blacksmith. I've been a resident of this district for 22 years, and a local business owner and a community leader for 15 years. Today I live on a little farm in Dexter with my sweetheart. The goals of my campaign are to build rural prosperity, including jobs and education, while protecting our precious natural resources and restoring integrity and fiscal common sense to Lane County government. The key to our rural prosperity is the steady, detailed work of building up the elements of a balanced rural economy. We have some inherent rural disadvantages to overcome, like the costs of time and distance, which we can partly counteract through affordable high-speed broadband internet access across the district. More importantly, we need to make the most of our rural advantages, like living in an incredibly beautiful place, from forested mountains to fertile valleys, where one can still hunt or fish or just commune with the wild on any given day. When I talk to people across East Lane County, as I've been doing in almost any walk of life, I find the great majority of us love this place. We have an incredible potential to set aside the polarization of recent years and work together on things like local food and specialty agriculture, recreation tourism and adventure education for all ages, and transitioning to a truly sustainable timber industry we can all be proud of. Working together is of the essence. Thank you. Faye.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to see everyone here, and an honor for me to be your representative as Lane County Commissioner. I'd like to take a moment to say I ran and am serving on the premise that I have a family, and I'm committed to improving the lives of our community, citizens, and working to make the best opportunities possible for our citizens. I come from, my history and roots are deep. I am a native Cottage Grove resident. I was born and raised here and lived here my entire life. I live on 5 acres just out of town, and I believe that I bring a perspective that I'm a true rural resident that I can bring to the board. I have also worked very hard to build trust and relationships. My number one priority when I work is to represent you when a citizen needs help. That's my number one call, is to try to help them in any way, whether it's a land use decision, whether it's a road issue, whether it's a health issue, I'm right there to help. I ran to work to improve public safety, and last year we were successful in receiving the support of the citizens for a jail bed measure. And it's my job and duty to make sure that we're accountable to you and that measure is implemented and we continue to meet our commitment to you. I've also worked very hard to improve job opportunities. Recognize we have a shortage of land use or industrial lands available for our local businesses to expand, and also address emergencies as they come up and be able to help when, for instance, we lost a couple residents out on the Route River Trail and worked with our staff to come to improve that intersection, and hopefully this next year we will make it even safer yet. Thank you.
Joann.
Good evening. I'm Joann Ernst. I probably don't need to tell you this, but the Lane County Board of Commissioners is broken. Since 2010, our county government has been rocked by scandal. Gerrymandering, department view, Leanne Richardson. The way I see it, Faye, Stewart, and the commissioners have stopped listening to their constituents. So where do we go from here? We can't re-elect the people who got us into this mess. Over the course of this campaign, you're going to hear a lot of promises and critiques from me and the rest of the candidates. Ultimately, talk is cheap. It's real-world results that count, and I'd like to share some of my experiences with you tonight. A few weeks ago, the Register Guard said the Lane County Public Health was again laying off mental health workers. Does that reflect the priorities we want in our community? Our county budget is the blueprint for our priorities and the way we turn our values into tangible services. I know Kevin Matthews and Jose Ortel. They're good men and good Democrats. My fellow challengers have a lot of good ideas, many of which I agree with. However, they haven't created and supervised a $3 million plus budget. I have. Our county budget is in the neighborhood of $380 million. EWEB's is $340 million. When I was on the board, I voted for zero balance budgeting, where department heads are held accountable each year for their decisions. I also voted to include the voices of ratepayers at every step of the budget, and we need to include more citizens and stakeholders in the county budget process. At EWEB, we cut our budget, but we did so in a way that allowed us to maintain our commitment to great service. Recently, they ousted County Administrator Leanne Richardson. She was not hired with any sort of high-profile, open, transparent, and competitive nationwide hiring process. Again, I respect my fellow candidates, but none of them have recently coordinated a nationwide hiring process for a top-notch manager. I have as a member of EWEB. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your questions.
Jen.
Good evening. Thanks to the Raspberry ladies for having us down here. This nice facility. I grew up in this area. My grandparents are buried right over here on the hill, and you've probably seen me diving off the cliffs of Wildwood many times. I may have even wrestled some of you in the past. But right now, I think we have bigger issues to wrestle with. I'd just like to ask you, if you had a car, and every time you used the GPS, it sent you to the wrong place. Every time you tried to turn, it went the other direction. Every time you tried to pump the brakes, it just kept right on and going. What would you do? I think you would go get a new car. I'd like to tell you tonight that I could be that new car for you. Throughout the evening, I hope to share with you both my vision and my mission for the future of Lane County. My mission revolves around changing the attitude of the people downtown, changing the way we think about our infrastructure and the way we operate. My vision revolves around the health, welfare, and sustainability of our culture here. And I hope to expand on these points as we go throughout the evening. Thank you.
All right, so we move on to the first batch of questions. I'll identify the first responder, then read the question. And if any of you want to hear the question again, just